When Dr. Howard Gardner wrote his multiple gifts of intelligence theory, he wrote about 9 different gifts. When I was researching Dr. Howard Gardner's work, I read that there was 9, but I couldn't find the 9th one. I only had the 8 that I mentioned to you already. It wasn't until maybe 5 years or so, or maybe even 10 years after I finished my research and my writing, that I came across the final one. Because as I went through the 8, I realized that on the right-hand side, I had a couple, and I definitely had both of the left brain gifts, and I had the intrapersonal, but it still wasn't exactly me. But as I found this last one, I recognized why they didn't share it, and they don't even share it now. If you go to Google and ask for Dr. Howard Gardner's multiple gifts of intelligence theory, you'll get the 8. You have to ask for the 9 gifts to get the 9th. And the 9th one is existential. Existential. And the existential gift is becoming more and more popular today, which I'm going to talk about shortly in my next video. But the existential are what I call the wooey people. They call them woo-woo, but I call it wooey. And that means they're a little more aligned with the unseen energy that's in the world. And they understand it in ways that others don't. And they share it. They're healers, they're trainers, they're speakers. They help you understand you and understand the energy that flows with you. I am one of those people, and existential is what I am. And it was just so wonderful to see that, because I could begin to have more validation for the gifts I bring to the world. So maybe as I went through the others, you said, yeah, that's me, that's me, that's me, but I'm still not really hitting it. Maybe this one does. I'm going to talk about this more in the next video, but what I want to say to you now is look at these 9 energies. And just one more about the existential. There are people who are just special in terms of the ability. I mean, they're all special. I don't want to say that. But in terms of our lack of understanding of them and our beginning to understand them more. So if you find yourself in that category, you want to acknowledge it and move yourself through it, and accept it and be happy about it. And be sure to listen to the next ones. I'm going to talk more about that. But now what you want to do, all of you, is to, as I talked about those 9 gifts, and you can go back and review them. Which ones, what are your top 3? What are your top 3? You want to identify your top 3, and you want to ask yourself, are you living your life with those top 3 gifts? Are they a part of your everyday life? Are they a part of your joy? If you're not, you're probably not as joyful as you could be, because you're not being authentic to your natural gifts and talents. If you're not using them at work right now, you can incorporate them in your play life, your day life, your weekend life, your evening life, your family life, your one-on-one life, whatever. But incorporate it, because a part of you is missing and it's seeking itself if you're not addressing what your gifts and talents are. That's a major task I ask you to accept for yourself, because you may find an easy way to find more balance, to find more joy, to find the right job, if you just align yourself with the natural gifts and talents that you were born with. And I highly recommend that you raise your children from those natural gifts and talents as well.